And I mentioned the Neo1 earlier, which is quite good tool in Neo ecosystem. It's one-stop solution. You can create a DApp. And I want to use this to bring a demo to showcase how we develop a DApp with Neo1, the whole process. The example I'm using is Smart Donation. It's like FontMe. I'm pretty sure you guys probably know FontMe. So this is the simple shipment case like that. And imagine that we have a DApp with two functions. One is ICO. ICO means I send Neo to you, and I got some NEP5 token back. And then also the donation function. In correspondingly, we have two smart contracts deployed on Neo blockchain. One is the which is the NEP5 token, and then the smart donation contract, which is processing the donation and then contributions. So we have a donor. Do your ICO through the ICO function. I sent 10 Neo, and then I got a smart contract, got 1 million, 1 token back. And then the beneficiary can set up a donation, and then eventually it will be recorded on blockchain as well. And then donor can actually donate token towards this donation. Eventually the beneficiary can collect the donation. And after you guys have a brief idea about what we're demonstrating and what we're building, and here's what we actually do it. So first we download this demo code, and then we can open demo code here, and then run Neo1 build. Neo1 build, we download all this node module into node module folder, which is Neo1. And then you can write your smart contract into this one folder. It's in one smart contract. And then there are two smart contracts we're reading here. One is this token standard, token, and then it's including all the functions, all the libraries that you need, and then all the basic information for a token, an NEP5 token, like name, symbol, and decimals, total supplies. Also, all the functions that we need to provide following the NEP5 token standard, such as transfer, balance off, getting the name of it, and then the most important is mining the token. Then the next one is the smart donation transaction. It's importing the smart contract from the library, it's a JavaScript library, and then providing the contribution information and then donation information. Those information will be recorded on blockchain. So through the map storage, you can tell that it's going to be recorded on blockchain. And I also have all these functions as setting up a donation, contribute towards the donation. Once I finish these two smart contracts, I put it into one smart contract folder. I can start building this private net through Neo1.build. This command will bring up the private net for you, and then compile all your smart contract, and then deploy it into this private net. And it will generate the ABI files that you can actually call from your application in that generated folder. And you got your ABI file. You got your ABI files here. Describes all the functions, all the method that you can call from the smart contract. And then SRC file is where you write your smart contract. Is where you write the application. So you write all your code in source folder, and then you can call smart contract from that generated folder. And because the code is already written, so I'm going to start this application. And the first is the ICO page. You can send Neo to this wallet and then get your token. We have some wallet preset up, and I'm going to choose one wallet to do that. And once I send, it will generate the transaction, and then we can also see that transaction from the blockchain browser. And then I got my token back, and I spent 100 Neo. So the function which is written is, into the source folder, this container is where I wrote my DApp. And in the ICO container is where I wrote my logic is. So I import this one smart contract into my DApp, which is generated from the smart contract. And then there's the function that when I click the send button, it's gonna activate this one action, and then eventually what's calling the smart contract is through the one.mine token is where it's gonna generate it from the smart contract. So I can easily call it from the ABI files it's generated. And then after I have enough token 1, I can do donation now. Also, I need to set up a donation. Choose one wallet and a big echo, I guess. And I need to set up a donation. What I says is, please fund me, I want to go to 2019 consensus. So that's what I said, and I'm gonna set up a donation. Once I click set up and update, it will be recorded on blockchain. And then also calling the code that I wrote for the app. And then in the smart donation container, it has set up container. Also import all the smart contract generated from the contract I wrote. And once I click the setup button, it will call the smart donation contract dot setup contract function. Those are the functions I wrote in the smart contract. And this will actually calling the contract on my private. And now a donor can go to donate towards any donations. And I switch back to my master wallet, because the master wallet which did ICO has enough token 1 to contribute. So I got 10 million tokens, and I can donate towards any donation if I feel generous. And then Echo has a donation, which we did set up earlier, for me to go to 2019 consensus. And I said, okay, good luck. I donate 5,000 tokens towards his donation. This will generate a transaction as well, and then record it on blockchain. And then it's the same logic as we showed earlier that, okay, here's actually showing the transaction, sending from one wallet to another. It's the same in the app. You import the smart contract which was generated from Neo1, and then you implement your logic when some button is clicked. You are going to call that smart contract specific functions. Here is smart contract you contribute, and it's going to transfer token from one NEP5 token. And then eventually the donor can collect. The beneficiary can collect the token that was contributed towards him. So this tool is demonstrating the whole process of creating a DApp. So with Neo1, you can have your private net set up. You can have your browser, blockchain browser set up with one command, and you can write a smart contract, and then it will generate it. It will compile and then generate files that you will need in your DApp.